Welcome students. Good morning. Today we are going to study the formation of oxygen molecule. That is the molecular orbital diagram of oxygen molecule and how the electronic configuration of in their oxygen molecule. Now see here the oxygen atom having the atomic number Z is equal to 8. Now the electronic configuration of the oxygen atom is 1s2, 2s2, 2ph2 up to this 6 electron, 2py1 and 2pz1. Now in oxygen molecule there are two oxygen atoms. So two oxygen atoms on linear combination gives oxygen molecule. Now see the oxygen atoms are shown here. Now the 1s orbital of both the oxygen atoms contain 2 electrons. The 2s orbital of both oxygen atom again contains 2 electrons. See here. Now the 2p orbital is divided as 2px, 2py, 2pz, 2px, 2py, 2pz. Now 2px orbital contains 2 electrons and 2py and 2pz orbital contains only one electron, that is the half-filled orbital. Now due to the linear combination of these two 1s orbital of the two different oxygen atom, there are formation of two molecular orbitals. Out of them, one is the bonding molecular orbital. The name of that orbital is sigma 1s. And another is the antibonding molecular orbital. The name of that antibonding orbital is sigma star 1s. Now as there are 4 electrons between the 1s orbital of the two oxygen atom, so the two molecular orbitals also have the totally 4 electrons. In bonding orbital there are 2 and in antibonding sigma star 1s also contain 2 electrons. Then the 2s orbital of equal energy also form the molecular orbitals, that is the sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. Now both these molecular orbitals again contain 2 electrons with opposite spin, because totally there are the 4 electrons of the 2s orbitals of two oxygen atom. So the molecular orbitals which are formed bonding sigma 2s and antibonding sigma star 2s also contain totally 4 electrons, 2 with unpaired, 2 with opposite spin in each orbital. Now the 2p orbital have 2px, 2py, 2pz. Similarly the another oxygen atom also have 2px, 2py, 2pz, 2p orbitals. Now there are totally 6 atomic orbitals. So 6 molecular orbitals are formed. As in the nitrogen molecule, we already seen that. Only difference in nitrogen and oxygen is that in nitrogen this 2pz orbital have slightly more energy than this pi 2px and pi 2py orbital. But here in oxygen and in fluorine always show the 2pz orbital with lower energy than the 2px and 2py. Now here totally there are 4 plus 4, 8 electrons are there. 4 plus 4, 8 electrons. So the electrons are that is in the orbitals, bonding orbitals. Now there are the 3 bonding orbitals, sigma 2pz, pi 2px and pi 2py. Now all these bonding orbital contains, out of the 8 electrons contain the 6 electron. Then the 7th and 8th electron go with the parallel spin into the antibonding pi star 2px and pi star 2py orbital, that is with the parallel spin, but they are filled into the both these orbital, that is singly, that is unpaired electrons. And this sigma star 2pz is having highest energy, so no any electron promoted into that orbital. So the electronic configuration of this oxygen molecule is in this way: sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, again sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. First this comes sigma 2pz. So sigma 2pz2, then pi 2px2, pi 2py 2 electron, and the pi star 2px and pi star 2py have only one electron. Now count the bonding electrons there. What is the number of bonding electron? Count now. This 2 plus 2 4 plus 2 6 plus 2 8 plus 2 10. So the bonding electrons are 10 and anti-bonding electrons are 2 plus 2 4 5 and 6. So there are the 6 anti-bonding electrons. So bond order is calculated as number of bonding electron minus number of anti-bonding electron divided by 2. Therefore 10 minus 6 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2, that is equal to 2. Therefore in oxygen molecule there is the double bond between the two oxygen atom, O double bond O, and this oxygen molecule is paramagnetic because there are two unpaired electrons into the oxygen atom. Now if the molecule two unpaired electrons into the oxygen molecule, and if the molecule contain unpaired electrons in their shells, valence shell, then that molecule is called as the paramagnetic molecule. Therefore oxygen is the paramagnetic molecule because oxygen have two unpaired electrons in pi star 2px and in pi star 2py. Now let us see how the formation of fluorine molecule now. Now consider the formation of fluorine molecule. Now formation of fluorine molecule by the molecular orbital diagram. Now you know that the atomic number of fluorine is 9. So the electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 up to this 8 electron, and 2pz contain 1 electron. Now 2 fluorine atoms now. 2 fluorine atoms. Now these 2 fluorine atoms on linear combination gives fluorine molecule. Fluorine F2 molecule. Now F2 molecule. Now this F2 molecule, how it is formed? This is formed by the linear combination of 2 fluorine atoms. Now these are the fluorine atoms and this is the fluorine molecules orbitals. These are the atomic orbitals of fluorine atom. There are 2 fluorine atoms. Both contain 2 electron in 1s orbital, and they when combined they form the 2 molecular orbitals sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. Now totally 4 electrons are filled into the molecular orbital with the opposite spin, each contain 2 electrons. Now the 2s orbital of both fluorine atom again for the 2 molecular orbitals. One is the bonding molecular orbital sigma 2s and another is the anti-bonding molecular orbital sigma star 2s. Both contain 2 electrons with opposite spin, as there are totally 4 electrons into the atomic orbital, this 2s orbital of both the fluorine atoms. Now this, that is the 2p orbital now. Now this 2p orbital, there are 2px, 2py, 2pz, 2px, 2py, 2pz. That is orbitals. Both contain of the both fluorine atom contain totally 5 plus 5, 10 electrons. Now these 10 electrons are filled in such a way that first the bonding orbitals are completely filled with the 2 electron with opposite spin. Now there are the three bonding orbital. One is the sigma 2pz and these two having the same energy pi 2px and pi 2py. Now this sigma 2pz have the lower energy than the pi 2px and pi 2py into the fluorine as well as into the oxygen atom. So the electron first goes into the sigma 2pz orbital, 2 electrons with opposite spin, and the 4 electrons are arrange themselves into these bonding pi orbital 2px and 2py. So totally 6 electrons are gone into the bonding orbital. Now remaining 4 electrons are enter into the pi star 2px and pi star 2py orbital with the opposite spin. Both contain 2 electron. Their energies are same. So the electrons goes into both these pi star orbitals. And this sigma star 2pz remains vacant because it have the highest energy. So the electrons go into these orbital which have lower energy than this sigma 2pz orbital. So the electronic configuration now of fluorine molecule is, now this fluorine molecule having electronic configuration in this way, that is sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2pz2, because these have the lower energy, then pi 2px2, pi 2py2, and these both antibonding orbital pi star 2px and pi star 2py also contain 2 electrons with opposite spins, but in oxygen these two orbitals are containing only one electron, that is they are the orbitals having unpaired electron, but here all the electron get paired into all of the molecular orbital of fluorine. So the non-bonding electrons in fluorine that is the bonding electrons and anti-bonding electrons if we count, so the bonding electrons are 10 and anti-bonding electrons are 8. Star orbitals have the anti-bonding electrons. So the 10 minus 8 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Therefore in fluorine molecule there is only a single bond, F bond F. And fluorine is dimagnetic molecule because there are not unpaired electron in fluorine molecule, all electrons get paired. Now these are the totally, that is 5 molecules. Now for our study for the formation of molecular orbital. Out of them, first is the hydrogen, second is the lithium, third is the nitrogen molecule, fourth is oxygen, and now this is the fifth molecule, fluorine. Any molecular orbital configuration and molecular orbital diagram may be asked into the examination. Now let us see some parameters of the covalent bond. Now which are that parameters? Let us see about our covalent bond. Now let us see which are the parameters of covalent bond. Now there are the parameters of covalent bond such as bond angle, bond enthalpy, bond length, polarity of the covalent bond, and all others also the parameters of the covalent bond. The first one parameter of the covalent bond is the bond angle. In between the two bonds there is the bond angle. Now bonds are formed due to the bonding electron. So how the bond angle is defined? See, what is the definition of bond angle? The angle between the orbitals holding the bonding electrons is called as the bond angle. The orbitals which holds the bonding electron, then the angle between that two orbitals is called as the bond angle. For example, see in the water molecule. Now in water molecule HOH bond angle is 104 degree 28 minutes. Now this HOH bond angle is actually, it is the tetrahedral bond angle, but due to the repulsive forces of this, that is the lone pair of electrons, the tetrahedral bond angle decreases from 109 degree to 104 degree, and we already see it electrons. So the angle between the orbitals holding the bonding electron is called as the bond angle. Now in methane molecule, this is the regular tetrahedron, because all bonds are equal and all bond angles are also equal, and that is equal to 109 degree 28 minutes. This is the tetrahedral bond angle. The structure of methane is regular tetrahedron. In ammonia also the tetrahedral bond angle decreases due to this one lone pair, that is the repulsion between lone pair and bond pairs. Now these HNH bond angle are 107 degree in, that is the ammonia. This is also distorted tetrahedron. And in boron trifluoride, it is a trigonal molecule. The hybridization in boron trifluoride is sp2 hybridization, and this is the equilateral triangle. The fluorine atoms are at the corners of the equilateral triangle, and the bond angle between AF is 120 degree. Now second parameter is the bond enthalpy. Enthalpy means energy, remember that. We cannot calculate the bond formation energy. When the bond is formed between the two atoms, the energy is evolved, and that energy is not measured by us, but we can measure the bond dissociation energy. That means the energy required to break the bond. We can measure that because we supply the heat to that bond, and that can be measured. But here, remember here, the bond formation energy and bond breaking energy are, that is, same with opposite signs. With opposite signs. So what is the definition of bond enthalpy or bond energy? Let us see what is the definition of bond enthalpy. Now the amount of the energy required to break 1 mole of bond, that means one bond of one type. The bond may be of same type, okay. So the amount of energy required to break 1 mole of bond of one type present between the two atoms in the gaseous state. That means first the molecule must go from solid to liquid, liquid to gaseous state. Then and then we can calculate the bond enthalpy, to energy required to break the bond. So the definition is the amount of energy required to break 1 mole of bond of one type present between the two atoms in the gaseous state called as the bond enthalpy or bond energy. Now, larger the value of bond enthalpy, stronger is the bond. If we require large amount of energy, then the bond must be stronger, because large amount of energy is required to break that bond. And therefore, as the energy increases, the value of bond enthalpy also increases. If the bond enthalpy increases, the bond is more stronger. Now in diatomic molecules, the bond dissociation energy is nothing but the bond enthalpy, because in diatomic molecule only one bond is there. So what is the bond dissociation means? To separate the atoms. Energy is equal to the bond enthalpy. But in polyatomic molecules such as water, now see here, this is diatomic molecule hydrogen. It have the bond dissociation energy 435.5 kilojoule per mole, and that is the nothing but the bond enthalpy. But in case of polyatomic molecules such as methane or water or ammonia, there are more bonds than the one. So how that is calculated? That is, here average bond dissociation energy is taken as the bond enthalpy. Now average is the sum of the successive bond dissociation energy. For example, in water there are the two OH bonds, HOH contain two OH bond. Now if we dissociate the first OH bond, it becomes H plus OH. Now the bond dissociation energy to break the first OH bond is 502 kilojoule per mole. And then if we want to break the another OH bond, then the bond dissociation energy is 427 kilojoule per mole. Now two values are slightly different. So which is the bond enthalpy then? Then just do the summation of them and divided by the number of bonds. Now there are two bonds. We break two bonds, so divided by 2. Now bond enthalpy of the water molecule is equal to 464.5 kilojoule per mole. That is its bond enthalpy. In this way, in a polyatomic molecules, we can also calculate the bond enthalpy. Now the third parameter is bond length. We will see that later.